Former teammates. Cars side by side on the cool-down lap. Then, both drivers climb out. Shoving, shouting, crew members rushing in. This wasn't random road rage between strangers. This was something that had been building for a long time. Daniel Suarez and Ross Chastain just exploded at Las Vegas. And at Pit Lane Insiders, we have the full story. Sometimes NASCAR gives us incredible racing. And sometimes it gives us moments that remind you just how intense, how deeply personal this sport really is. What happened after the race at Las Vegas Motor Speedway this weekend was not just a little frustration between drivers. This was not a quick disagreement that fades by Monday morning. This was the kind of moment where you could feel that something had been building for a very long time. Tension, frustration, unfinished business. And the part that makes it hit even harder? This wasn't between two drivers who barely know each other. This happened between two guys who used to race for the same team. Drivers who once spoke highly of each other, who fought for the same organization, who called each other teammates. But something changed. And in Las Vegas, it all came out. Words exchanged. Tempers exploded. The entire NASCAR garage is talking about it. And when you hear what actually happened and what was said afterward, you start to understand why this situation might not be over yet. Hit that like button and subscribe to Pit Lane Insiders. We're building a community of real NASCAR fans who want the full story, not just the highlights. Let's get into it. Denny Hamlin wins, but that's not the story. While Denny Hamlin was out front dominating the Pennzoil 400, leading 134 of the 267 laps and eventually taking the victory, the real drama was happening much further back in the field. Two drivers who used to be teammates at Trackhouse Racing found themselves battling each other hard late in the race. Daniel Suarez, Ross Chastain, and this time, the tension did not stay on the racetrack. What happened on track? If you've been following NASCAR closely this season, you've probably already noticed something. Daniel Suarez is now driving the number 7 car for Spire Motorsports. And ever since the season started, he seems to race the Trackhouse cars with a little extra intensity. In Las Vegas, that tension finally exploded. Late in the race, both drivers were running near the back end of the top 20, fighting for 17th place. Not a battle for the win, not a playoff position. But in NASCAR, every single position matters, and neither driver was willing to give an inch. Ross Chastain pulled alongside Suarez on the outside and made the pass. But during that move, something happened that clearly did not sit well with Suarez. Reports from the race indicate that while passing, Chastain appeared to gesture toward Suarez from the window. A finger pointed in his direction. Chastain finished 17th. Suarez crossed the line in 18th. But the real story was just beginning. The confrontation. What happened after the flag? During the cool-down lap, Suarez pulled his car directly alongside Chastain. Instead of letting the moment settle, things escalated immediately. Chastain drove into Suarez's car. The two continued side by side toward pit road, clearly exchanging words through their windows as they drove. Suarez pulled slightly ahead as they approached the pit area. Then came the moment everyone is talking about. Both drivers stopped their cars. Both drivers climbed out. And right there, beside the number 1 car, they confronted each other face to face. First, it was shouting. Then the shoving started. For a brief moment, it genuinely looked like this was about to become a full fight. Before crew members rushed in and separated the two drivers. The confrontation continued for a few more seconds before Chastain eventually walked away. Suarez speaks out, and he had a lot to say. After the race, Daniel Suarez sat down with the media, and what he said revealed a lot about exactly how he feels about this situation. Suarez explained that the confrontation started with contact earlier on track. He said the two cars got together in turn 2, and that Chastain was upset about it. Suarez said he was trying to talk through the situation, but that Chastain reacted emotionally. Then Suarez said something that immediately caught the attention of every NASCAR fan listening. He said that his relationship with Ross Chastain has always been, in his words, very strange. That it has sometimes felt a little two-faced on Chastain's part. That is a strong statement. And Suarez made it clear this was not just about one moment in Las Vegas. In his mind, the tension between them has been building for a long time. He said that what happened after the race confirmed something he had been thinking about for a while. That in that moment, he finally saw what he believed Chastain had been thinking for some time. At the same time, Suarez tried to make clear that he doesn't hold deep grudges. He said he has no hard feelings toward anyone and that he's focused on racing and enjoying his career. But you could still hear the disappointment in his voice. He said it was sad that their relationship had come to this point. This didn't start in Las Vegas. And if you look back at the history between these two drivers, what happened in Las Vegas makes complete sense. This rivalry has been building across multiple seasons. One of the most notable incidents happened last July at Sonoma Raceway during the Toyota Save Mart 350. On lap 45, Chastain drove deep into the final hairpin corner and made contact with Suarez. The hit spun Suarez around and dropped him from 14th all the way back to 29th. Suarez was furious on the team radio. Chastain later sent a message through his spotter saying he misjudged the corner entry and couldn't stop in time. Then there was the 2023 race at Circuit of the Americas. On a late restart, Chastain made contact with Alex Bowman from Hendrick Motorsports. That contact sent Bowman sliding directly into Suarez. Suarez had been running inside the top 5 at that moment. The incident destroyed his race and dropped him all the way to 27th. After that race, Suarez was on the radio asking his team where the Bowman and Chastain cars were. On the cool-down lap, he sped past several cars trying to find them on the way back to pit road. Connect all of those moments together, and Las Vegas was never really just about 17th place. They used to praise each other. What makes this situation even more surprising is that not long ago, these two drivers spoke very positively about each other. Ross Chastain once said that Daniel Suarez was the teammate whose mindset outside the car was most similar to his own. Suarez had also praised Chastain's driving ability many times. Teammates, friends, racing for the same organization. Now, they look like genuine rivals. And after what happened in Las Vegas, the tension between them has clearly reached a completely new level. The bottom line. Moments like this remind everyone that NASCAR is not just about speed and lap times. It is about personalities, pressure, pride, and the raw emotions that come with competing at this level every single week. When drivers have shared a garage, worked together as teammates, competed under the same roof, conflicts like this become deeply personal. For Daniel Suarez, Las Vegas felt like confirmation of something he had suspected for a long time. For Ross Chastain, it adds another chapter to a career that has already included some of NASCAR's most aggressive racing moments and several high-profile rivalries. And now the question every NASCAR fan is asking is simple. Was this just one emotional moment after a hard race? Or is this the beginning of a full-blown rivalry that follows these two drivers for the rest of the 2026 season? Because if they find themselves racing close to each other again in the coming weeks, you can be absolutely sure that every fan, every team, and every camera in the garage will be watching very closely. At Pit Lane Insiders, so will we. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think Suarez is right about Chastain, or did this just get out of hand after a tough race? And do you think this rivalry carries into the rest of the season? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk about it. If this breakdown was worth your time, smash that like button. And subscribe to Pit Lane Insiders for honest NASCAR coverage every single week. No fluff, no filter. Just the real stories from inside the garage. That's Pit Lane Insiders. See you in the next one.